listen closely. Because what I'm about to tell you will not sound like the world you've been taught to believe in. It will sound bigger. It will sound impossible. And yet, if your spirit is awake, it will feel like the truth you've been waiting for. You have been lied to about money. You were told it was hard, that it belongs to the few, that it trickles down slowly like crumbs tossed from a table. But money is not slow. Money is not stingy. Money is not bound by human rules. Money is energy. It is a river. It is vibration taking form, and it rushes, yes, it floods, into the life of the one who commands it with authority. You have been standing at the shore, watching others swim. But you were never meant to beg at the edges. You were born to step into the stream. And when you step in with faith, when you step in with power, the river moves fast, faster than you can imagine. That is why money can reach you in 48 hours or less. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because spirit knows no delay. Think of it this way: every time you declare lack, you close the gate. Every time you say, I don't have enough, you bolt the door. But the moment you shift, the moment you say, money flows to me now, freely and easily, you have unlocked the floodgates of heaven. And money rushes toward you, not in trickles, but in torrents. I want you to see yourself differently. Not as one who waits for payment. Not as one who scrapes for coins. But as the chosen vessel of abundance itself. You are not chasing money. You are the magnet, and money chases you. It runs down streets to find you. It leaps over obstacles to reach you. It shows up at your door in forms you never expected. But listen carefully, this shift begins with identity. If you still see yourself as someone unworthy, if you still whisper to yourself, I can't, I don't, I never, you will block the very blessing that belongs to you. So today, here and now, say it with me: I am worthy of massive wealth. Again, I am chosen for overflowing abundance. And again, money comes to me now, in surprising and delightful ways. These are not just words, they are keys, and every key unlocks a vault that was waiting for you all along. Do you feel it? The stirring? That quickening in your spirit? That is the evidence. That is the sign that money is already in motion, searching for the quickest path into your hands. In the next 48 hours, opportunities will appear that your logical mind could not predict. An unexpected call, a sudden refund, a business idea lit up like fire in your soul, a door swinging open that was locked only yesterday. This is how spirit works: sudden, swift, unstoppable. But you must claim it. You must say the words that match the wealth you desire. You must walk as though it is already yours. Because in truth, it is. The treasure has always been yours. The universe has been holding it, waiting for the moment you finally believed enough to receive. So now, declare this with boldness: large sums of money flow to me within 48 hours or less. Say it once. Say it twice. Say it until every cell in your body knows it is done. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Because money does not come to the hesitant. It comes to the certain. It comes to the one who stands with open hands and says, I am ready. You are ready. You are chosen. And the next 48 hours are not empty hours. They are pregnant with possibility. They are vibrating with riches. They are counting down to the miracle that already belongs to you. So listen closely, because in the next part, I will show you the exact spiritual law that accelerates wealth like lightning. And once you know it, nothing will ever delay your money again. Money is energy, not paper. It flows where it is invited, not where it is resisted. This is the truth that many cannot see, because they have been conditioned to think of money as something material, something scarce, something controlled by banks, employers, or economies. Yet beneath every dollar, every coin, every transaction, there is vibration. It is not the paper that holds the power, nor the digits on a screen. The real power is in the unseen, in the current of energy that obeys belief, thought, and spoken word. When you understand this, you begin to realize why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others labor endlessly and receive so little. It is not about effort alone. It is about alignment. It is not about sweat. It is about frequency. It is not about chasing, it is about inviting. The truth is that money is alive in a way that the mind struggles to explain. It responds like a faithful servant to the one who commands it with authority. When you think thoughts of abundance, when you speak words of prosperity, when you stand in the certainty of your worthiness, you send out a vibration that money recognizes as an open invitation. It rushes toward you because energy seeks resonance. Just as a magnet pulls iron filings, so does an abundant mind pull wealth. But when you carry thoughts of fear, when you repeat words of lack, when you cloak yourself in unworthiness, you create resistance. You slam the door shut, and money, though desiring to come, has no passage into your life. Resistance is not outside of you, it is inside of you. It is the tension you feel when you look at bills with dread. It is the sigh of hopelessness when you tell yourself there's never enough. It is the jealousy that rises when you see another prosper and whisper, "Why not me?" These thoughts, these feelings, they are walls, invisible but strong, and money, like water, cannot flow where walls have been built. But just as walls can be torn down, resistance can be dissolved. The moment you begin to shift your energy, the river changes direction. The moment you welcome money as a friend instead of fearing it as a master, you begin to notice small currents of abundance weaving their way into your reality. To invite money is to treat it like energy that longs for a home. Do you curse energy? Do you complain about light when it illuminates your house? No. You welcome it, you plug into it, you allow it to serve you. Money is the same. It was never meant to enslave you, it was meant to flow through you, to expand your life, to magnify your purpose, to allow you to create more beauty in this world. And just as energy must be paid for by alignment, so must money be received through the alignment of belief. You cannot invite money while simultaneously condemning those who have it. You cannot call wealth evil and expect it to dwell with you. You cannot reject it with one breath and beg for it with the next. Energy does not respond to mixed signals. It responds to clarity, consistency, conviction. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. When you strike the vibration of abundance, the universe resonates back with opportunities, ideas, connections, and sudden windfalls. But when you strike the vibration of lack, the universe echoes emptiness. The energy you send out is always the energy that returns. So when you invite money with gratitude, when you bless it wherever you see it, when you honor it even in small amounts, you multiply its presence in your life. But when you despise it, when you call it dirty, when you resent those who carry it, you push it away like a guest made unwelcome. To invite money is to love it rightly, not as a god to worship, but as a servant of spirit ready to be used for good. Imagine your life as a house with open doors and windows. The wind flows in freely because there is no barrier. Money is the same. It flows in through open portals of belief. But when fear closes the doors, when doubt locks the windows, when guilt shuts the blinds, the air grows stagnant and abundance cannot enter. You are the keeper of those doors. Only you decide whether they are open or closed. And every thought you think, every word you speak, is a hinge that swings them one way or the other. This is why some can attract huge sums effortlessly, while others wait for years. It is not the economy, not chance, not luck. It is invitation or resistance, welcome or denial. If you desire money to come quickly, you must learn the art of invitation. Begin by shifting your language. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," say, "Money is on its way to me." Instead of sighing at bills, say, "Thank you, universe, for already providing the supply to meet these demands." Instead of envying the wealthy, bless them, for their wealth is proof that the river of money is flowing strong and endless. And what flows for one can flow for all. When you speak this way, you open channels. When you feel this way, you release resistance. When you believe this way, you create a magnet that money cannot resist. Your words are gates. Speak lack, and you close them. Speak abundance, and you unlock them. Every sentence that passes your lips is not just sound. It is power, it is command, it is decree. The world was formed by words, and your world continues to be formed the very same way. You may have been taught to believe that words are casual, that they carry little weight, that they are forgotten once spoken. But the truth is that words are spiritual containers, carrying energy into matter. They are seeds planted into the invisible soil of the universe, and each one takes root, each one grows, each one bears fruit after its kind. If you speak lack, lack will multiply. If you speak fear, fear will echo back. If you speak doubt, the universe has no choice but to align circumstances that match. But when you speak abundance, when you speak faith, when you speak certainty, you fling wide the gates of heaven, and the river of supply pours through. Every time you open your mouth, you are opening or closing a door. Think about how often people sabotage themselves by the very words they choose. They say, "I can't afford this," and the gate slams shut. They murmur, "Money never stays with me," and the flow dries up. They declare, "It's too hard to make ends meet." And the universe, obedient to their decree, rearranges reality to confirm it. Then they wonder why the same struggles repeat, why the same bills come, why the same scarcity follows them like a shadow. They do not see that their words have become locks, heavy chains across the gates of abundance, keeping blessings at a distance. Yet there is a different path, and it begins with a different tongue. When you bless what you have, no matter how little, the gate creaks open. When you say, "I am provided for," the hinges loosen. When you affirm, "Money flows to me with ease," you unlock a stream that cannot be stopped. These are not empty affirmations, they are spiritual decrees. They are royal commands spoken by a soul awakening to its divine authority. Just as a king's word moves armies, so does your word move energy. Every statement of faith releases a signal into the unseen, and the universe rushes to obey. Think of your words as keys. Each phrase you repeat is either a master key that opens treasure chests or a rusted key that locks you out of your inheritance. If you continually rehearse poverty, you are locking yourself away from the banquet that has already been set for you. But if you continually speak wealth, opportunity, generosity, gratitude, and overflow, you are unlocking vault after vault, door after door, window after window, until the storehouse of heaven cannot help but pour itself into your life. The power is not distant. It is right on your tongue. The gatekeeper is not outside of you. It is you. Listen to yourself. Pay attention to the casual things you say about money, about success, about your own worth. Do you murmur, "Things never work out for me"? Do you shrug and say, "I'll always struggle"? Do you laugh and joke about being broke, not realizing the universe takes you at your word? Every utterance is either planting thorns or planting flowers. The garden of your finances grows from the seeds of your speech, and the harvest always matches the planting. If you want a different harvest, you must change your words. You cannot keep saying, "I am poor," and expect riches. You cannot keep declaring, "I am unlucky," and expect fortune. You cannot keep whispering, "I am stuck," and expect doors to swing open. What you speak is law in your life. To speak abundance is to align yourself with the rhythm of creation. It is to declare what Spirit already knows about you. That you are limitless, that you are supported, that you are worthy of overflowing good. It is to look at an empty wallet and say, "This is only temporary, for money comes to me now in surprising ways." It is to look at unpaid bills and say, "I bless these, for their payment is already on the way." It is to see wealth in another's hands and say, "I rejoice, for what flows to one flows to all, and I too am a chosen channel for supply." Each statement is a key turning, a gate opening wider, until eventually the flow of abundance becomes unstoppable. Even silence is not neutral. When you remain silent in fear, you allow old decrees of lack to linger unchallenged. You must speak back to them, override them, overwrite them with words of light. Every time a negative thought arises, speak the opposite. When lack whispers, "You will never have enough," say aloud, "I am always provided for." When fear says, "It's too late for me," declare, "I am right on time for my miracle." When doubt insists, "Money only comes slowly," Proclaim, money rushes to me in divine speed. Do not wait for your feelings to change. Let your words lead, and your feelings will follow. The tongue is a gatekeeper, and you hold the keys. What you speak will either invite wealth into your life, like a welcomed guest, or send it away, like a stranger unwelcome. You do not need to beg the universe to bless you. The universe is already overflowing with blessings. You simply need to keep the gates open, to align your speech with abundance, to speak as one who knows their inheritance cannot be denied. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes, until lack is no longer a language you even remember how to speak. Identity creates reality. See yourself as a magnet of wealth, not a beggar of it. Everything in your outer life is a mirror of the image you hold of yourself inside. If you see yourself as someone unworthy of riches, someone who must scrape by and fight for every coin, then life will faithfully echo that picture. If you see yourself as small, overlooked, destined to struggle, then the universe simply reflects that belief, not out of cruelty but out of law. The law of mind is impartial. It cannot give you what you do not first give to yourself. But the moment you shift the image, the moment you rise into a new identity, the world bends to match. Because money does not flow to victims, it flows to magnets. You were never meant to beg life for scraps. You were meant to stand in dominion, to command resources, to direct energy with the certainty of one who knows they belong. The beggar waits, the magnet draws. The beggar prays with desperation, pleading for change, while the magnet radiates certainty and pulls wealth effortlessly into orbit. And you, yes you, must decide which one you are. Not by words alone, but by the deep conviction of your identity. If in the secret places of your heart you still identify as someone poor, unlucky, always behind, then no matter how many affirmations you speak, you will repel the very wealth you seek. But if you take on the identity of one who is chosen, one who is abundant by nature, one who attracts prosperity like the sun attracts flowers, then money will reorganize itself to find you. Identity is not something you beg for, it is something you claim. You must dare to look at yourself differently, not as who you have been, but as who you truly are. You are not your debts, not your past, not the mistakes of yesterday. You are a vessel of divine supply. You are a channel through which riches flow. You are wealth walking in human form, waiting only to recognize itself. Every great transformation begins when someone dares to change the picture they carry of themselves. The pauper who sees himself as a king begins to walk, speak, and act like royalty, and soon his environment shifts to match. The worker who sees herself as a creator begins to command opportunities instead of waiting for permission. The fearful one who sees themselves as powerful begins to magnetize respect, influence, and resources. Money is not looking for your neediness, it is looking for your certainty. Money does not chase the desperate, because desperation is repellent. But money rushes toward the one who knows they are worthy, who knows they are capable, who knows they are a magnet. That is why the richest souls on earth carry an air of ease. It is not arrogance, it is identity. They have already decided, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am a magnet for prosperity, and their world bows to that decision. You must do the same. Do not wait for evidence before you believe. Believe first, and evidence will arrive. Identity precedes reality, never the other way around. Begin to speak to yourself in new language. Say, I am the one money loves to find. Say, I am irresistible to wealth. Say, I am prosperity in motion. At first, the old identity will resist. It will whisper, that's not true. Look at your bank account. But you must understand. The account is the shadow, not the source. The shadow always lags behind the light. When you change your self-image, you shift the light, and soon the shadow will follow. The external is always slower than the internal, but it has no choice but to catch up. Visualize yourself as a magnet, glowing, radiating, pulling in opportunities, checks, clients, gifts, and surprises. See money swirling around you like metal filings drawn to a lodestone. See how it cannot resist you, how it moves toward you with certainty, because you are the one calling it. Let this vision sink deep into your spirit until it becomes who you are, not just what you imagine. When you hold this identity firmly, you no longer wonder if money will come. You know it must. Just as surely as a magnet must draw metal, you must draw wealth. It is law, not luck. The beggar energy says, please, I hope, maybe. The magnet energy says, it is mine, it is done, it is inevitable. One waits with hands outstretched, the other stands with hands open, already receiving. You must leave behind the posture of the beggar, because it was never meant for you. You were born to carry authority, to stand in the truth of your divine inheritance. And as soon as you embody this identity, the world will shift, because reality cannot resist the image you project. Every dollar, every opportunity, every open door is waiting for the moment you rise into your true identity and claim yourself as the magnet you have always been. Faith collapses time. What seems impossible in years can arrive in 48 hours or less. Most people believe time is rigid, that change must be slow, that wealth must accumulate little by little. They see success as a staircase, climbed step by painful step, with years of toil between each rise. But faith is not bound to time. Faith bends time, folds it, compresses it until what looked distant suddenly appears at your doorstep. Faith is the great accelerator, the force that pulls tomorrow into today, the unseen current that transforms, someday, into now. The world teaches you to measure progress by calendars and clocks. But spirit does not operate by the ticking of man's hands. Spirit operates by vibration, and vibration is instant. The moment you believe fully, the moment you claim without doubt, the energy of wealth rushes toward you like lightning. Faith is lightning. It strikes quickly, powerfully, with no hesitation. It does not crawl, it does not wait. It pierces the atmosphere and collapses distance. That is why what you expect to take years can unfold in days, even hours. The delay is not in the universe, the delay is in your belief. When you doubt, you stretch time. When you fear, you push your blessing into the distance. When you cling to how and when, you slow the current to a trickle. But when you believe, truly believe, you draw the future into the present. Faith is not passive wishing, it is active knowing. It is the certainty that something belongs to you, that it is already yours, and therefore it must appear. And when you live in this certainty, doors open faster than logic can explain. Money arrives sooner than reason can justify. Opportunities emerge suddenly, as if out of thin air. Think of faith like gravity. Gravity does not ask for permission, it pulls instantly. It doesn't say, I'll drop this stone in 5 years. It drops it now. Faith is the same. It pulls your desire down from the unseen realm into visible reality at the speed of conviction. The stronger your faith, the faster the pull. The weaker your faith, the longer the delay. And you control the strength. You decide whether you believe for decades or believe for days. The universe does not delay. It mirrors your expectation. Faith collapses time because time itself is not solid, it is elastic. What you expect, you stretch or compress. Have you noticed how a joyful hour feels like minutes, while a fearful minute feels like hours? That is the play of belief upon time. In the same way, years of waiting can vanish when faith takes hold. A debt that seemed impossible can be cleared in 2 days. A business idea that seemed far off can spark and launch overnight. A financial breakthrough that seemed reserved for the future can burst into your hands now. The secret is this: faith does not wait for evidence. Faith becomes the evidence. You do not say, I will believe once I see the money. You say, I believe, therefore the money must appear. You do not say, I will believe when opportunities arrive. You say, I believe, therefore opportunities are already mine. Faith creates the reality it expects, and it draws that reality at a speed that makes the logical mind tremble. That is why miracles look like impossibilities, because faith outruns reason. You must train your spirit to stand in faith, even when the outer world contradicts it. You must learn to walk by inner vision, not outer sight. The outer may say, it will take years. The inner must say, it will take hours. The outer may say, this is too big. The inner must say, nothing is too big for spirit. The outer may say, you must wait. The inner must say, it is already done. The stronger you hold this inner knowing, the faster time bends. Faith collapses time, because time is an illusion in the face of spiritual authority. The moment you declare something as already yours, heaven begins rearranging reality to match. People are moved into position, circumstances align. Phone calls are made, emails are sent, opportunities appear, checks are written. The world conspires with breathtaking speed to deliver what you have already claimed. And from the outside, it will look like luck. But you will know it was law. You will know it was faith collapsing time, bringing the far near, making the impossible immediate. Most live in delay because they treat faith like hope. Hope is waiting, faith is having. Hope says, one day. Faith says, today. Hope says, it might happen. Faith says, it must happen. Hope stretches time, faith folds it. Hope watches the horizon, faith opens the door. And if you desire to attract huge sums of money in 48 hours or less, you must step out of hope and into faith. You must decide that the blessing is not on the way. It is already here. You must speak as though it is done, act as though it is done, walk as though it is done. Because when you embody the certainty of now, the universe rushes to prove you right. When you hold this level of conviction, time becomes your servant, not your master. You no longer crawl through years of scarcity. You leap into days of abundance. You no longer bow to the slow pace of the world. You command the fast pace of spirit. You no longer wait for riches. You collapse time and call them now. Unexpected channels are the universe's favorite pathway. Never limit how money shows up. When you imagine abundance, you often confine it to the familiar routes: a paycheck, a business deal, a client, a sale. But the universe is infinite in its creativity, and money is not bound to the channels you know. To limit the way money can arrive is to shrink the very abundance you desire. Spirit delights in surprising you, in showing you that wealth can come from directions you never anticipated, from sources you never thought possible. The more you release your attachment to how, the more you allow the universe to deliver in ways that astonish you. Money is energy, and energy flows through endless channels. A stream may cut a path through rock, but if that path is blocked, the water does not cease to exist. It finds a new way. Likewise, when one channel seems closed, the river of abundance simply diverts itself to another. If you only look to one stream, you may panic when it dries. But if you understand that the river is vast and can split into countless tributaries, you remain at peace, knowing that supply is never cut off. It simply chooses a new direction. The unexpected is the mark of spirit. It proves that abundance is not tied to logic, that your prosperity does not depend on limited human structures. You may think your salary is the source, but it is only one channel. You may think your business is the source, but it is only one channel. You may think a client or customer is the source, but they are only one channel. The source is higher, greater, infinite. The source is spirit itself, and spirit is never confined. Once you recognize this, you stop worshiping channels and begin trusting the source. And when you trust the source, you open yourself to receive from any direction, even the ones your mind never imagined. Unexpected channels can appear as gifts, refunds, forgotten accounts, sudden opportunities, random acts of generosity, synchronicities that seem too precise to be coincidence. They can appear through the kindness of strangers, through doors you didn't know existed, through ideas that flash like lightning and turn into streams of income overnight. Sometimes the universe uses one person's overflow to meet another's need. Sometimes it routes wealth from hands that cannot hold it into hands that are ready to multiply it. Spirit is not limited by reason. Spirit is only limited by your willingness to receive. If you cling tightly to the belief that money must come in only one way, you choke the flow. You look to one door, knocking desperately, while 100 other doors stand wide open around you. You cry because one avenue seems blocked, while abundance is knocking at your window, begging to be let in. This is why you must train yourself to say, I am open to receive from expected and unexpected channels. I welcome abundance in surprising and delightful ways. When you declare this, you are no longer gripping one pipe, you are opening yourself to the entire river system. The truth is, the unexpected is where the magic is. If money only came in ways you predicted, you would never know the fullness of Spirit's creativity. You would never be dazzled by the miracles that arrive at just the right time, in just the right way, carrying with them the unmistakable signature of divine orchestration. Think of the stories people tell. The check that arrived the very day the rent was due, the refund they didn't know was waiting, the opportunity that appeared out of nowhere. These are not accidents. They are Spirit's favorite way of reminding you that abundance is infinite, that wealth is never limited to what you can see, that the universe loves to surprise its children. When you release control of the how, you step into freedom. You stop blocking abundance with narrow expectations. You stop declaring, it must come this way. Instead, you declare, it will come, and I trust the form. This is the language of surrender, and surrender is power. It says, I trust the source more than I trust my plan. And in that moment of release, doors begin to swing open. Money that had been circling you, waiting for a crack in your resistance, finally finds its way in. And it almost always arrives through channels you never could have predicted. Look back over your life. How many times were you provided for in ways you never expected? How many times did help, supply, or opportunity come from an angle you could not have planned? This is proof of the principle. Spirit loves to surprise you. Spirit loves to remind you that it is bigger than your logic, greater than your strategy, wilder than your control. And if it has done it before, it will do it again, because the river of supply never runs dry. To attract wealth quickly, you must become a receiver of the unexpected. You must release the grip of predictability and say, I am ready for surprise. I am ready for miracles. I am ready for money to arrive in ways beyond my imagination. When you speak this, you expand the field of possibility around you. You signal to the universe that you are no longer afraid of the unknown, no longer clinging to one fragile stream, no longer limiting the infinite. You are standing open, arms wide, heart ready, eyes lifted. And in that openness, the unexpected becomes inevitable, because you have created space for the universe to move in its own mysterious, miraculous way. Certainty is the magnet. Money does not come to the hesitant, only to the one who claims. There is a force within you that is greater than chance, stronger than hope, and faster than luck. That force is certainty, the unwavering knowing that what you desire is already yours. When you hesitate, when you question, when you waver between belief and doubt, you send mixed signals into the universe. A hesitant signal attracts nothing because it is unstable. But a certain signal is magnetic, it pulls wealth, opportunity, and abundance toward you with unshakable power. The universe responds to conviction. It bends to decision. It delivers to the one who knows, not to the one who merely wishes. Money is energy, and energy follows direction. If your direction is weak, money drifts past you. If your direction is strong, money flows to you. Certainty provides that direction. It is the stamp on your request, the authority in your voice, the seal of command on your desire. When you say, money comes to me now, with the full weight of belief behind it, the universe rushes to comply. But if you whisper it timidly, unsure, half believing, half doubting, the command dissolves in the air, and nothing shifts. Certainty is the difference between words that are empty and words that create worlds. The hesitant live in limbo. They hope, they wait, they test the waters but never dive in. They say affirmations with their mouths, but cancel them with their fear. They pray for abundance but prepare for lack. And the universe, ever obedient, mirrors their uncertainty back to them. They receive fragments, glimpses, small trickles, because they never fully claimed the flood. But the certain live differently. They step forward as if it is already done. They speak with authority. They act with confidence. They do not wait to see before they believe, and then they see. And because of this, Money clings to them, gravitates to them, cannot resist them. Certainty is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is not pretending, it is knowing. It is the recognition that abundance is your birthright, that wealth is your natural state, that the universe longs to provide for you. To be certain is to remove all back doors, to eliminate all excuses, to burn the ships of doubt and declare, there is no other outcome but my prosperity. When you reach this level of conviction, your vibration is undeniable. Money has no choice but to respond, because energy is drawn to energy of equal force. Think of certainty as the anchor in a storm. While others are tossed by waves of fear, the certain remain steady, immovable, grounded in truth. They do not panic when bills arrive. They do not tremble when delays appear. They stand firm and declare, I am still provided for. My supply is guaranteed. My abundance is inevitable. And the storm passes, but their wealth continues, because their certainty has magnetized provision even in chaos. The power of certainty is why some succeed quickly while others wander for years. Two people can practice the same affirmations, read the same books, even take the same actions, yet one attracts wealth and the other does not. The difference is not effort, it is conviction. One is trying, the other is claiming. One is hoping, the other is knowing. And the universe responds accordingly, not to the louder voice, but to the deeper certainty. To cultivate certainty, you must practice embodying your desire as already real. Close your eyes and imagine the money already in your hands, the account already full, the opportunities already flowing. Feel it, touch it in your mind, claim it as present. When doubt arises, answer it immediately. No, it is already mine. When fear whispers, what if it doesn't come? Respond with, it already has. This practice strengthens the muscle of certainty until it becomes your natural state. Certainty speaks in present tense. It does not say, I will have. It says, I have. It does not say, it is coming. It says, it is here. It does not say, I am waiting. It says, I am receiving. Every declaration in certainty carries a magnetic charge that pulls reality into alignment. Every hesitation weakens the signal. That is why you must discipline your words, your thoughts, your emotions until they all agree with the truth of your abundance. When all parts of you are unified in certainty, the magnetic pull becomes unstoppable. Money is drawn to certainty because certainty mirrors the very nature of the universe. The stars do not hesitate to shine. The sun does not question whether it will rise. The ocean does not doubt whether the tide will return. Creation moves in certainty, and when you align with that rhythm, you become irresistible to abundance. The hesitant are like static on a frequency, but the certain broadcast clearly, and wealth tunes in immediately. When you look at your life with certainty, even the smallest signs become proof. A coin on the ground is no longer dismissed. It is evidence of flow. A small payment is no longer overlooked. It is confirmation of larger ones to come. Certainty sees everything as aligned, everything as on time, everything as proof. And in that state of gratitude and conviction, the magnet grows stronger, drawing even greater sums, faster and faster. The universe does not delay when you are certain. It does not argue, it does not resist. It rushes to obey the command of conviction. That is why certainty is the magnet. It does not beg, it does not plead, it does not wonder. It claims, and what is claimed cannot help but appear.